Hey artists, in this video we're going to talk about our Google Drawing art project where we look at the artist Krisitin Farr and her neo-folk art inspired by Pennsylvania Dutch barn stars. So we're going to use Google Drawing and we're going to use some different shapes in the toolbar. We are going to use from the shapes toolbar the shape that is from callouts that makes a star. There are a number of pointed stars that you can work from, so I'm just going to choose one. There's a diamond yellow slider that you can use to adjust how that star looks. You can also rotate your shape to layer it so that you can create a layered effect of these stars. If you want to have different number of points, you can always change which call out star that you choose. We're also going to use the pie shape. So if it takes you a minute to look around in the toolbar, it's located in the second row on the left-hand side, right underneath the circle shape. So when you choose the pie, it looks like a slice of pie with one piece cut out. If you press shift and hold, it will make a perfect circle pie slice. You can use the yellow sliders to create a pie slice that has different widths. So kind of like how Krisitin Farr's artwork has different pie slice shapes that are radiating around from a center point, we can use those tools to help us with our inspired project. So if you press shift and click on two of them and then duplicate, you'll be able to duplicate and be able to fill up your shape a little bit more quickly to fill up the pie and make it so that it's a whole circle with multiple pie slices. It might take you a minute to line them up, so take a moment to do that, and then you can adjust the widths of each pie slice by using those yellow diamond anchor points. So if you need to have more or less pie slices, they don't all have to be 100% symmetrical and even, but we're going to use this pie design that we create and duplicate it to create a layered effect. So once I adjust my pie slices and use those red anchor lines to help you decide if they are actually lined up, you could always press shift and the arrow keys so that you can refine your shapes more precisely and use the zoom tool if needed. I'm going to duplicate all of the shapes by pressing shift, holding, and clicking on all of them, then Control D to duplicate, and I'm going to resize it by pressing shift and bringing that shape smaller so I can layer it. And when I layer it, I'm also going to rotate all of them while they're all grouped together like that so that I can create kind of a staggered step effect. This is going to make my design a little bit more interesting for me to look at. So I'm going to line them up, and your project does not have to look exactly like this. We just want to pull some inspiration from what we see in Krisitin Farr's artwork. I decided to change that pointed star and make some of the points longer. And then when I was using the fill color tool, I decided that I wanted to use the eyedropper tool to click and select the colors directly from the Krisitin Farr artwork that I put in the copy of the Google Drawing. You could use a different reference image to pull pictures colors from, or you can go and find a different set of custom colors by using the custom color slider tool. So you could use the custom color slider tool or the eyedropper tool to make some more interesting colors. If you want to use the pre-made colors in the toolbar, you could do that too, but I think it's interesting to pull colors that she blended from her artwork into my own artwork. So when I'm applying the colors, one thing that I'm thinking about is trying to have the colors not touching edge to edge. So I don't want to have the same yellow green touching the same yellow green. I don't want to have the same royal blue touching the royal blue. So that's why I'm trying to spread out the colors. One of the things that I noticed about the reference image from Krisitin Farr that I borrowed and put into our Google Drawing is that the center of her design is mostly all warm colors. So once I get to those two sections that are in the center, I'm going to try and pull exclusively from those warm colors that are in the center of her artwork. You might be inspired by another idea or another artwork where you want to pull colors from. But the thing that is important is that you use the color tool to fill in the colors for all of the shapes on your pie slice. You do not want to leave your design with just those pre-defaulted colors. I like to save the coloring all the way for at the end. You could color it as you go along, but I think it's easier to color everything at the end because that way you can make decisions and make your artwork more unique and personal to you. One thing that I will do that you do not have to do, this is an optional choice. After you fill all of the shapes in your design with a color, I am going to remove the border color for all of the shapes. So once I finish coloring in the entire design, I'm going to click and drag around the entire artwork. And once I click and drag around the entire artwork, I can press the border color tool and make it transparent because I notice in Kristen Farr's paintings that she does not often do that. So we will also use insert word art to sign our name. So when I print out your artwork, it's easier for me to hand back to you. Don't forget to do file, download JPEG, or file, download PNG to save a copy of your artwork. I can't wait to see what you create for your Kristen Farr style neofolk art project.